Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to show you how to create a model of Russian Bumerang. For this I will use the model, the construction of which I presented in my book published by Aker Interactive. In addition there is also Striker, Boxer, Rosomak, VBCI, ZTL11, Aslav and Centauro. And for anyone who tries to post political comments, I'm going to delete anything that isn't related to modeling. Please keep this place a modeling channel, not a political one. To build this model I used a set from Zvezda. This is not the only set because there is also a Panda product available on the market and now Zimi, but having some experience with both manufacturers I decided on Zvezda. And I will honestly say that I don't regret it because when I opened the box and saw the quality of this model, I was very pleased with how meticulously the manufacturer prepared the frames with parts and additional elements. That is why I have also prepared the presentation here, so that anyone who is considering buying this set would have a full view of what they will find in the box. In my opinion, this is one of the best released vehicles from the 8x8 family, and when I compare it to the products from companies such as Hobby Boss, AVF Club or Trumpeter, it comes out much better. All thanks to the great attention to details and the quality of the plastic. Of course, elements such as rubber wheels qualify to replacement, and on the market we will find at least 5 manufacturers who offer great resin sets. This is undoubtedly a must-have if you want to make a model at the right level. As I mentioned, for me this is a great kit, and having experience with other vehicles I have built for the book, it ranks among the top kits I have used. I would even say that this is the best kit I have used for this project. In this episode I will show you first of all how I prepared the additional parts, because assembling plastic into one hull is not very exciting and it's not different from working on other models. In my opinion, showing the extras I have used is much more interesting. And before I move on to show the work on the model, I'd like to thank my super patrons for their support. It's become my tradition, but believe me, these are the guys worth mentioning in every episode. Massive thanks guys for your support. The people who helped me the most are Bulldog09, Christopher Obarski, Dale H. Son, Dan Dubois, Dan Majszak, EMT364, Eric Kirwan, Hans Zub, Peter L. and Steve Ankin. But the people listed just now are also my great patrons. Please don't forget that you can be one of them. And I realize it's not easy these days, but if you have a few bucks you could drop in my cup, that would be great. Thanks! Oh, and one more thing. Remember that if you join for free you probably won't be able to view my work. Better try the 7 days free trial, which will give you many more possibilities. Okay, now it's time for the essence of this episode. I used a few aftermarkets to enrich the set. The aforementioned wheels are manufactured by Mini-Arm. Next, the photo etch set and antennas produced by Voyager for the Panda model, but I used a few parts that I thought were best for Zvezda kit. Additionally, live resin for the jammer system and towing cables from Eureka XXL for the T90. I started the construction with the turret, which seemed like an easy element to assemble. While working with the plastic parts wasn't a big challenge, replacing and adding the metal elements took up most of my time. Preparing the barrel, because it was designed for the Panda model, required some surgical work. However, it was nothing more than cutting and grinding, so I got it done pretty quickly. Making the remaining elements of the gun using photo-etched parts was quite efficient. Of course, with such large elements as the barrel casing, a bending tool is necessary. This makes the work easier and we are sure that the parts are straight. The muzzle brake was an easier element and its construction required only basic tools. Elements from the model were also used. To replace the antennas it was necessary to use parts from the model, but the final effect is quite good. After mounting it on the model they look great. A separate job was to enrich the missile launcher with power cables. I made the cable imitations from soldering wire, which was ideal for this purpose due to its flexibility. After proper arrangement they look very good. And here we can see how the parts from the model are compared to the new element built from the metal and resin. The completed turret looks great. The optical sets, a few elements added here and there, and the machine gun with the main gun barrel create a great replica. Another important element I dealt with were the wheels, already mentioned twice. The resin elements are cast perfectly and all you have to do is cut them off the sprue cubes and glue them together. The tire deflection is strongly accentuated and the arrangement of the inscriptions on the wheels is different so that they aren't repeated on the one side. And a bit of backstage shots. This is what preparing the photo session of the wheels for the book looked like, and this is what taking the photos filmed by my wife looks in the reality. Believe me, even such a trivial photo requires spending precious minutes to prepare, and if you have to take hundreds of them for one article, time starts to be very valuable. The towing cables, as always in my models, are Regex XL. Cleaning the resin ends and gluing the metal rope is a very simple task. It's much more difficult to prepare the thin wire that wraps the end of the rope. However, with a little practice it can be done in a few minutes. I mounted the ropes on metal hangers on the sides of the hull, but I directed one to the front of the vehicle and the other to the rear. I glued them with CA glue. The last element I completed for the model is the jammer system. When I bought this set it was quite hard to find it, but somehow I managed. The second problem when I built this model, which was in February 22, was the small number of photos showing its mounting, but also the cables that are connected to this set. Now there are definitely more of them and it's easier to do it relatively correctly, but then the number of photos was really limited. I used what I managed to deduce and spot on pics I found. Nevertheless, I think it looks quite good and reasonable. To sum up, I have to say that the model looks great and I like it a lot. This is a really nice piece of a model, and if you are considering purchasing it, don't wait and buy this set as soon as possible. So if you had a good time watching it, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos with my projects. As I said before, you can also consider joining to my Patreon group, because you can find there daily reports from my workshop even if I don't broadcast regular videos on YouTube. Please remember that your support if you join is highly appreciated and helps me do what I do here at CodeDemons.pl. Thanks to this, I will try to give you some interesting content to keep you informed and entertained. In the next episode I will show you the painting stage, so stay tuned. That's all for today, see you next time, cheers!